I don't know why my phone looks so bright. So we increased the IVIG up to 50 grams a week. I think it's helping. The possible encephalitis process that was going on. I can speak sentences without tripping over my words for the first time in a long time. Still very overstimulated, still very nauseous, easily light sound sensitive. MCAS is still raging because of the increased dose and the heat, everything. We increased the rate slightly. We did 70 mLs for 1 hour this Thursday. Next week we go to 2 hours. Pray for me. And then if we can get it to 3 hours, I think, of 70, God, the light sensitivity, that is not better yet. Then I think we'll be right at the 8 hours, and that's what we need. Just last week I saw my cognitive behavioral neurologist, and I was saying to him, the whole visit I kept tripping over my words, having word finding difficulties. I told him multiple times that I still felt encephalopathic. And then after this last IVIG, Friday was mildly rough, was not as bad as last week. Last week I was crying after the first increased dose because I thought I was going to have to go back to autonomic neurology with my tail between my legs and say I was wrong about the increased dose. In my defense, I'm the one freaking managing this all, so if I was wrong, I'm doing the best I can. But after some migraine meds, some MCAS meds, some IV fluids, and a nap, I felt better. Still felt shitty, but better. I didn't feel like aseptic meningitis, which I was beginning to feel, which was a good thing, because the last time I had aseptic meningitis, I would get a little bit better with meds, but then it'd come back with a vengeance, kind of like anaphylaxis does, and this didn't happen, so I was so happy. And then, so yesterday I felt shitty, which I expect. It's going to take me probably a month to 2 months to get used to the new dose. 10 grams doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. And I'm already on a decent heavy dose. I was on 40 grams, and now I'm on 50. I think anything above 30 is considered a decent dose. So I'm on a decent dose. And it's weekly. So, I'm really hoping this helps me stay off biologics with my immune deficiency. My LTs are elevated again, but I think that's the higher dose in the IVIG. It took me about 4 weeks to stabilize the last time, so that's what I'm hoping for. My neutrophil to lymphocyte ratio was I think 3, whereas before it was 11, so my inflammation's down, and my nutrition's better. So I think it's the IVIG. Otherwise, I'm going to have to stop the sulfasalazine and probably go on biologics. So there's 2 things that could make us, actually 3 things, I think. I can't count. That will make us go on biologics. Number 1 is if I have another one of these life-threatening episodes again. That's instant prednisone. We gotta go on biologics. I can't keep doing this to my brain and my body. I'm still recovering. My LFD is, my anemia is better finally. I'm not ready to look it in the eyes yet, because last time it got better for a week and then went low, and then now it's better again. So not ready to say I'm out of the woods yet, but close. My RDW is still high and my MCHC is still low, so the cells themselves are still recovering. Trying to think. Sorry, I'm so fudging tired. My CRP SED rate was the lowest it's been in a year, if not 2, since 2023, give or take, if even before then. So that was good. I know that was the prednisone and it won't stay that way, but that was good. Okay, so biologics. 3 reasons I end up on biologics. Number 1, I have either multi-system inflammatory syndrome again, or a cytokine release storm again, or a severe neuroinflammatory flare again. I end up on biologics. We do prednisone and I go straight to biologics. The other reason I end up on biologics is I can't just tolerate the sulfasalazine anymore. That is keeping my Yao syndrome under control. I end up on biologics. Third reason I end up on biologics is I end up having multiple mini flares that are not well controlled on the IVIG sulfasalazine colchicine combo. Or I need multiple steroids, even if it doesn't get up to emergency level, then I'll need biologics. So, what I will say is I learned a lesson, and I hope other severe ME/CFS long COVID people do not have to learn this lesson. Sometimes when your body says no, it means no. And sometimes when you push yourself overboard, you will end up with a severe, life-threatening neuroinflammatory, systemic inflammatory flare that tries to kill you and attack your body and brain. Technically, your brain's part of your body, but I always have it separated. And you don't want that to happen. There is thought to be a subtype of ME/CFS that is more neuroimmune, so that could be what's going on too. So, the reason why I haven't gone for testing yet is I'm on IVIG and I was on high-dose steroids. I am down to 5 milligrams. And unfortunately, at this point, because this all got severe in May, so we're talking about 2 months, stuff might not show. And then they didn't want to test me because they didn't want to make things worse. So, honestly, what should have happened is I should have went to the ER, except I'm definitely afraid of the ER because they've almost killed me, especially locally, and I couldn't get to Boston, so I know why I didn't, but hindsight being 2020, when you have 106 fever and your brain is literally being fried alive, you really should go to the ER. So there are special MRIs of the brain and possibly PET and EEG and CSF studies that I could do. The only problem is IVIG might mask most of those. So I'm between a rock and a hard place, and I'm trying to decide, do I try to get in with a neuroimmunologist? Do I need another doctor like I need a hole in the wall? I have a couple options. So far, people are like, let autonomic handle it since they're handling your IVIG anyways in rheumatology. So autonomic wouldn't do biologics, but rheumatology is already thinking about it. So I don't know. My fear is not having the right doctor in place if this, God forbid, happens again. But who knows? I did get in with the pulmonologist, so I'm actually seeing the MD. No, I love my nurse practitioners and PAs. It just happens to be this one at this one facility. There needs to be a lot of long COVID teaching. That's all I'm going to say. But I am going to be seeing the pulmonologist in August, the actual pulmonologist, the one I saw before that I really love. And I'm seeing cardiology the end of August. I have the full PFT the end of July if I can make it. And hopefully we can talk about a high resolution CT scan. Even though my lungs are finally starting to feel a tiny bit better, they are slowly getting better. And we can talk about a cardiac MRI and a cardiac MRI stress test. And possibly a bioclinic for loop recorder that does the heart rhythm and the temperature. But I have to find out if they do the temperature monitoring too.